A manager may ask, how can we get this work done effectively? A leader also asks, how can I promote the growth and success of the people around me? Thus is the shift from managing to leading. And is it not necessary to change a title? It is a change in mindset. Leading beyond management means moving beyond simply directing tasks and taking responsibility to developing people. It means creating an environment that promotes learning, collaboration, and confidence, where others can take ownership and achieve their potential. Experienced leaders understand that organizations need competent managers, but organizations are transformed by leaders who inspire commitment, build trust, promote continuous growth, and create lasting value. So, how do we practice leading beyond management here at Leadership Speak? We practice it every time we take responsibility for a role, support another member, give a constructive feedback, or help someone become more confident. When we serve as Toastmaster of the day, we are not simply managing a meeting. We are creating an environment that promotes participation, learning, and growth. When we evaluate a speaker, we are not simply identifying what could be improved. We are helping another person recognize their strengths and develop their potential. When we mentor or support a fellow member, we are moving beyond managing tasks and into developing people. Today, I invite you to observe how each role contributes not only to the success of today's meeting, but also to the development of tomorrow's leaders. To our distinguished guests and to all our members, welcome to Leadership Speak. Let us begin our journey of leading beyond management. Before I introduce our toast, just a couple of brief announcements. The guest book has been posted in the chat. If you are joining us as a guest, we'd appreciate it if you could take a moment to complete it. Our PR master will also post today's agenda in the chat for your reference throughout the meeting. And now, it is time to raise the toast to the theme. It is my pleasure to introduce our toast to the theme speaker, Joyce Kibe. Joyce is a banker, mentor, and coach who believes that leading beyond management means allowing people to own their journey and giving them the freedom to explore and develop their talents. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Joyce, Kibe.
Thank you, Madam TMOD, and fellow Toastmasters and guests. Just to give you a nutshell and reflection, are you a manager or are you a leader? A manager focuses on processes, deadlines, and tasks, but a leader focuses on people, vision, and purpose. Management ensures that things are done right. Leadership, on the other hand, focuses on how right are things done. Many of us have worked with managers who closely monitored what you're doing. But have you ever just thought about that leader who not only focused on your skills, but most importantly, just inspired you, gave you a chance even when you didn't believe in yourself? He gave you a somewhere to lead, believed in you, and also helped you to grow beyond what we thought you were possible to be done. Leading beyond management means moving from controlling to empowering. It means asking not only did the task get done or did it get completed, but also did the person grow during the process. In Toastmasters, we see this every day. A club officer can manage meetings and schedules effectively, but a true leader encourages members to take tasks and encourages challenges, developing confidence and discover their voice. For example, Nellie Jane, when she comes to ask us about our roles and what roles we are taking, she not only just asks us, are you able to do it? But she's just behind you, encouraging you that you can actually do this. Leadership beyond management, leadership beyond management requires empathy, trust, and willingness. It also sees that you're growing. You're not just stagnated. It is not just about taking up tasks. As John Quincy Adams said, if your actions inspire others to grow, to dream, and learn more, not only just to learn more, but to do more, to become more, and you become the leader who is able to be relied on. Let us strive not merely to manage activities, but to lead people, because long after the tasks are completed and reports are filed, the impact we have on people is what will be remembered for. I welcome you this evening from Kenya to open up your cameras, you raise your glasses, and let us toast to leading beyond management. Leading
beyond management.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Joyce. In every successful team, there is something that keeps everything running smoothly. Time. Our timer for today is Rashmi Udeshi. Rashmi, how are you? How do you feel today?
I'm fine. Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Helene. Greetings, all. As a timer, today I'm going to time all for their roles as per the agenda. And I will be sharing the screens, green, yellow, and red as per agenda. And I promote all to use the time very successfully. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Rashmi. Our next important role is the grammarian. It is my pleasure to introduce Geda Felix. Geda, hello Geda. Geda believes that Leading beyond management calls us to a higher level of humanity. It requires genuine collaboration where we see one another as equals and work together toward a shared purpose. Together, the stage is yours.
Madam Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters and guests, as grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I'll take note of any improper language, as well as any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. As grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day, which you see on the screen. And for today, the word of the day is to promote. Promote is the word, which is from the Latin pro, which means forth, in front of, and movere, to move. The meaning is to contribute to the growth, development, or prosperity of something or someone. As an example, leadership beyond management means promoting growth, not only in performance, but in confidence, character, and capability. And today, I encourage everyone to use the word of the day. And at the end, I will give a report when called upon. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you very much, Geda, for your introduction of the word of the day. Now, we'd like to extend a warm welcome to all our guests. It's a pleasure to have you with us. A guest book will be available in the chat. We invite you to complete it and share any comments or feedback you may have. And now, we come to one of the highlights of our meeting, our educational speech. A gentle reminder to everyone to use the word of the day whenever appropriate. As you listen to the speech, I encourage you to listen actively and take notes. This will help you provide meaningful feedback to our educational speaker today is Paramjit Singh. To introduce the speaker's Pathways project, it is my pleasure to invite our evaluator, Tony Paramjit. Yes, our evaluator is Nellie. Welcome, Nellie. Nellie, please, can you introduce Paramjit project? Your microphone is muted. Yeah, I can't hear you. Nellie? The master, please.
Okay.
Yeah, right. Great. Now I can hear you. Nellie.
Oh, thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster of the Day. Shall be evaluating Toastmaster Paramjit. His speech title is I've got two titles here. Why must we listen to you? Toastmaster Paramjit will be giving a keynote speech which length is 18 to 22 minutes. He has requested me to place special focus on the following: that I should check if he is able to speak like a keynote speaker, particularly about his connection with the audience and the audience engagement with his speech. Thank you very much, Madam Toastmasters.
Thank you, Nati. Paramjit is a design and development manager based in the UAE. He has been a Toastmaster for the past 5 years and currently serves as Division A Director for District 127. He has also served with distinction as a Basque Area Director, demonstrating his commitment to developing leaders and empowering others through Toastmasters. And Paramjit is my trainer too. So the floor is yours, Paramjit.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day, Halim. Let me share my screen. Okay. The screen is visible, screen is visible, and I'm audible?
Yes.
Okay. Hello, everyone, Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, and distinguished guests. Have you ever noticed something on your normal workplaces? People say, a manager asks, where is the report? And the leaders say, how can I help you finish this report? But the boss says, oh, do whatever I say. Do as I say. But the leader again say the same. Let us do it together. Same place, same people, different experiences. That's why I like to ask you all a very simple but powerful question. In our workplaces, are we just managing, or we are leading the people? And we all of us over here, whether we are managers, whether we are our business owners, or parents, friends, coaches, we have someone in our life which we influence for their betterment on the daily basis. And leadership doesn't require actually a big title. You just require to belong and help someone with your inspiration, with your motivation to become better day by day. So as I explore the subject, the shift from managing to leading, I will take you to a journey beyond only managing. And we will be, certainly the journey will be moving from authority to empowerment, from direction to inspiration, and from managing to leading people. Because managers can do the things happen, but leaders can make people believe that everything is possible. And this I learned in the very beginning of my career. 1987, I joined Nestle, and I was working under a manager who was transferred 5 times, and he was my current manager. And the day he will start with always the nagging questions. Where is the report? Why this is delayed? Who was the mistake? And literally he will call people after a tiresome night shift to come to the office and explain your point of view. And one day he called me early morning, 7 o'clock, to come back to the office after a night shift to explain that why my production was 15% more than the target. I have to tell him and confirm him that this is not a misinformation, this is not a misinterpretation, it is not a mistake, but we have done it as a team. And he was also again transferred after 1 year because 3 of my officers resigned. And then we got another manager who was a young boy with a 5 or 6 year experience, but a very sporting manager who became a mentor for me later on. And he will ask in the morning, how can I support you today? What are the challenges we are facing today? Tell me, how can I help you solve these challenges? Both managers were getting the work done. The first one also, we were doing work because we have to do. But the second manager was achieving more than that. He made people more committed, more creative, and more confident. Because the first manager was just looking for the management. But the second one was looking for the people's potential. The first one was actually a manager, and the second one was really a leader. So before I go further, I would like to clarify one very big factor, and that is managing or management is not the enemy of leadership. They go both hand with hand, and every company, every organization requires both. One cannot survive without another because they do very big functions in any organization. Like management brings structure, planning, discipline, consistency, and efficiency. And on the other hand, the leadership brings vision, inspiration, trust, growth, and transformation. Management is actually doing the things right. And leadership is basically doing the right thing. This is one of the very good words by Peter Drucker, who said that management is doing things right, but leadership is doing things right. So the goal over here is not to stop managing. The goal is to lead beyond management. And for that, there are 5 shifts which can help us and promote us to become better and efficient leaders. The 5 leadership shift from control to empowerment, the number 1, from giving answers to asking better questions, from authority to influence, from managing performance to developing potential, and from success to significance. Let us explore one by one. From control to empowerment. Most of the traditional managers, they feel that if you are not in a control, there's going to be big mistake, big issues, big problems. And I am fortunate to have one manager with me. who is always looking for micromanagement, asking me to do the things again and again. And when I joined my present organization in UAE as a design and development manager, very soon I realized that my manager boss, as well as few of the other employees, have fixed a nameplate on the design and development room of idiots inscription. It was invisible, but it was in their mind. And most of the time, my people in the design department had proved it. And I asked one day my manager, sir, they are working from here from last about 10 years, 7 years, but they're still doing the same simple jobs. They come for ask me simple, silly questions. Why are they still after 10 years, they're same working the same position? And my boss told me, Paramjit, thank God they don't know. And I will tell you, don't educate them. Don't help them. Let them be here. If you will teach them, either they will go out or they will put your mistakes in your mouth. Oh, I was really surprised. I am not a person who worked like this. So I started working with my way. I guided them. I talked to them about designs. I educated them. In the lunchtime also, I used to have a group discussions. And they become very good designers. The best thing I used to do was, I was not only talking to one person to solve one design situation. I will call everyone, all of 6, I have now 7 designers. I always call them and say, no, this is the design, so that everyone knows what we are doing. Everyone grow, not only the person who is going because he is the only one in the line. And today, they don't come to me. They only come to me when there are very difficult, complicated designs, like we are doing some projects for airport designing. Then they come to me. And that also not maybe for asking whether it's right or wrong, but just to have my opinion. Just in few years, they have become very good designers. So our responsibility as leaders is not about that people always are in our need, but we develop people who can succeed without our need also. So it is always good and do such a thing that people grow when they are trusted and help them to promote, help them to get empowered with knowledge. So the teamworks become a teamwork. The second one, from giving answer to asking better questions. In most of the organization, you might have seen there is one person who is solving every problem. He is the one, every question goes to him. He is the one who is the final authority and nobody asks. But a great leader, he always doesn't provide the solutions. He asks his team, what can we do about it? What do you think about it? What are the factors you will look into it? What is your input? That helps people to become thinkers. That creates the creativity. And that creates also the confidence to take the decision. I always ask my people, if I am away for 15 days, what will be your decision? How will you do it? So your success is not measured by what and how many problems you solved. In the longer run, your success is measured how many problem solvers you created in your organization. It's very important. So great leaders create thinkers. From authority to influence. Very important. we get authority because of manager. We are on position, we become manager, or we become in charge of few people, and we get authority. But that doesn't mean that you are a leader, because people will do, if you authoritative, they will do because they have to do, but not because they want to do. That is the difference between creating a vision. And another example of my own career, one of my boss came and told me, bring everyone. Okay, everyone, we want to complete this project in 2 months. I said, it's not possible. It's a big project. It takes 6 months. No, you just stop. And then my assistant manager told, sir, this is a new design. We are not familiar with it. It will going to take some time. I don't understand. I don't need anything. I want, this means I want in 2 months. Now, everybody started working, but without understanding why we are doing it, without a vision or without a trust. After 15 days, we sent him a draft design. He didn't look it. After 7 days, he didn't reply back. And after 7 days, he came and shouted, what is this? It's still same. I said, no, so we have sent a design. But you never told me to check. And so I was really surprised that when we are in such a situation, how we can work together as a team. Because he has already lost the trust. We were not working with his vision. We are just working because of his authority. But actually, if he has asked us to do it in a proper way, we have guided us properly, and he should have influenced us with positive remarks and why we are doing, why it is important for us to complete. It would have made a trust. And trust is built through keeping commitments, listening genuinely, showing respect and appreciation, and supporting others. And when he was shouting, I came out of the room and I asked him, sir, they have done a wonderful job. You have not done any appreciation to it. And you just shouted to everyone. People are working on that. And you know what he told me? No. When you appreciate, people become spoiled. And this was the last sentence was really hitting me. He said, I never appreciate my wife even. So do you want to have a manager like this? I can give you free of cost if you want to have a manager like this. So it is very important to take the team into the trust, have a trust built in the team. So titles can be given, but influence is earned by using all the 4 parameters of keeping commitments, listening genuinely, showing respect and appreciation, and supporting others. Another one very important point is managing performance to developing potential. Managers are very much clear about focus on what people are going to do today. But leaders focus on what can people do tomorrow. A simple story we might have heard, all of us. There was a sculptor who made a very good sculpture of horse. And a person asked, how you made it? And he said, no, the horse was already in the stone. I just removed where the horse was not there. So same is with the leaders. They don't create the talent. They take out the hidden talent, because everyone under your team has some hidden abilities, some hidden traits, some qualities. We just need someone to help them find out, and they discover it. The leader discover it. It's the one person. So the main idea is that people, before they believe, somebody need to help them to believe in themselves. That is what most of the time a good leader does it. As a leader, 12 people, performance will follow 100%. The last one, from success to significance. Many managers measure success by numbers. Oh, targets achieved, projects completed, revenue generated. Of course, they all are important factor for running an organization. But leader has a different question. Who had become better when he was with me? The greatest legacy of leaders is not what they have achieved, it is how many people they develop. A manager builds results, but a leader builds a leader. Even Toastmasters, it's very in line with the leadership. Here we are not given the titles. Of course, when you do a role of TMOD, general evaluator, whatever the role you do, you learn leadership, you learn communication. You are given a title, but you learn it by exercising it. You learn it by doing the things. That's why it said where the title is where leaders are made. So, my dear friend, let me leave you with one thought. Tomorrow morning, when you walk into your workplaces, don't ask what work needs to be completed. Ask whom I can grow today. Don't ask how much productivity I can improve today. Just see how can I help someone grow today. Because reports will be forgotten. Targets will be achieved, new targets will come. But the confidence you earn, the trust you earn in the journey of developing someone, promoting someone, will last long even after the reports are archived. So remember, leadership transforms people. And when you choose to go beyond managing tasks, go beyond controlling things, and beyond exercising authority, this is from where it starts. Lead beyond management. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you very much, Paramjit. Yeah, I'm looking for my my like simple members and distinguished guests. What reflections do you have after listening to Paramjit's speech? I'm sure Paramjit would greatly appreciate hearing from your thoughts and feedback. Your feedback is one of the greatest gifts we can offer a speaker, helping them continue to grow and lead beyond management. To our guests, welcome. We will share a guest book in the chat. Please feel free to sign in and leave any impressions or suggestions you'd like to share. And now, let's continue with the prepared speeches. The core of our meeting. Let's listen, learn, and support our speakers. And a gentle reminder to use the word of the day. Please pay attention and take notes. And our first speaker is Wahiga Gichinga. To introduce Wahiga's Pathways project, it is my pleasure to invite her evaluator, Joyce yourself.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day today.
Hello. Long
Hi,
time no.
Madam Toastmaster of the Day. Thank you. Today, Toastmaster Wahiga will present a special speech because she will present in the club one of the Better Speakers series workshop. It's the beginning your speech. So we will be here to learn from her. I give back to you the lead, Madam Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Joyce. Wahiga believes that Management devoid of leadership is an accident looking for a venue. Wahiga, why should I listen to you? Why should I listen to you? Wahiga Gichinga, the floor is yours.
Okay. It takes 7 seconds for an audience to decide whether you're worth listening to. Now, those are the words of a TEDx speaker and public speaking coach, Vishal Agarwal. Think about that. In our world today, we have so many voices competing for time and attention. Now, when you have the mic, what makes the moment count? Now, when you take the stage, when you take a mic, there is a question at the back of the audience's mind. Why should I listen to you? Now, this question heaps responsibility on the shoulders of the speaker to ensure they earn engagement of an audience right from the beginning. Now, we are lucky that Toastmasters International appreciates the value of high-quality speeches and the ability of a speaker to engage an audience. They have prepared certain speeches and material to assist members to develop high-quality speeches and develop communication skills that is engaging. And today, I'll be speaking from the Better Speaker series, Beginning Your Speech. Allow me to share my screen. Now, I know that my taste buds have been invaded by acquired tastes in my adulthood, from delicacies like lasagna, like biryani. But long before that, there is one delicacy that one couldn't avoid to love, and that was bread in high school. Now, at our time, it came as a block of bread. It wasn't sliced. Now, in school, in boarding school, you couldn't have a knife because it was considered a weapon. So we used to dig into the bread, and it was very delicious. And if a friend considered you and dug for you some fresh from the bread and gave to you, it cemented relationships. Now, speaking and being speakers, in one way or another, is serving a meal. In one way or another, it is something being consumed, whatever you say. And the question is, how is it served? Now, imagine a speech that is just a block. You can't tell the beginning from the end. How willing will you be to listen to that speech? What about the takeaways or expectations? How interested would you be with that particular speech? And now, it is important for every speaker to understand the need for structuring the speech in such a way that it is palatable to the audience. And the normal structure is having an opening, a body, and a conclusion. Each have their role, and none can be substituted for the other. And moving on to the functionality of the opening, because today I will be speaking about opening a speech. It has 3 main roles. You see, the opening takes about 5 to 10% of the time for the entire speech, but its role is threefold. 1, get the audience's attention. 2, introduce the topic. And 3, establish rapport. And today, I'll be discussing techniques that allow you to meet these 3 objectives. 1 is state the importance of the topic. Now, when you start speaking, when you take the mic, there's one thing that the audience wants to know, whether for them to decide if they want to switch off or tune in. What's in it for me? That is so important for a speaker to be able to determine before they start speaking. And it's easy because if a speaker understands their audience, then it's easy to know what it is that they can speak to catch the speaker's attention. So it's important for every speaker to be able to do their homework. If you've done your homework right, then this should not be a challenge. You can also make a starting statement. A starting statement is a statement that makes the audience, concerned or curious or confused, and it is in that state that they tune in because they need to clarify a point, or they think you're wrong and they need to confirm that you are wrong. So, or they think you're right and they feel like this is the right place for them to be. So making starting statement is another way of arousing curiosity in an audience. Now, if I came in and told you, Martin Luther King Jr. never contributed heavily to the civil rights movement. No, if you are in the audience and you know a different story, you would want to know, where am I coming from? Where am I going in this conversation? So then I have you. Or I could start up and say, no, the hero in the fight for apartheid in South Africa, of course I'm aware Nikawe and Dorothea in the room, is Winnie Mandela, not Nelson Mandela. Hey. And the question would be, hey, if, for example, you have people who are in that community who know the deeper story, I have already, tuned them to my conversation to either agree or disagree with it. And to the wider audience, depending on how exposed to that conversation you are, you want to feel or see or hear how I will take this statement from what I have said to what I think, or what I want to say and how it supports the bigger picture of my conversation. Something else is talking about truths. For example, medical truths are easy to deal with, like smoking kills. Maybe that might not really catch because other people have said it, but it's something, talking about truth, especially to our people who are affected by perhaps smoking, they want to sit in and listen to what you've got to say. You can also use statistics because statistics are facts. And when they are stuck on your face, there's no way of disagreeing with them other than trying to find out how to work with them. If I came and told you, for example, that I take up a company, for example, an advisory company that takes statistics from, and I, for example, Gallup, and I say, Gallup feels from the survey last year that only 21% of employees are engaged at work, for example. Now, if you're in HR, if you're a CEO, if you have a budget and you're paying people, and then you're starting to consider about the impact of the payment versus what you're paying and what they are doing, then that conversation catches you. That particular thought unsettles you, and you'd want to tune in into the conversation. So that's another way of starting a speech. And there's a beautiful one, the one that unites most of us, which is storytelling. The way we build our culture, the way we build our brands is through telling stories. So each time you open your mouth and say, once upon a time, when you talk about your experience, people want to tune in, people want to learn more about yourself or what you're speaking about. And the beautiful thing about stories is people hear something they can identify with, for example, and they say, oh, she's like me. So then I connect with them. Something else could be if I'm telling a story about perhaps the use of a certain product, then if then I'm asking people to do something, then I already earn credibility. I already qualify to speak about the topic because I've experienced it. If I can demonstrate that I have perhaps experience in working with people in a certain area, or I have accolades, I have gone to school, then people can confirm I have competence. I qualify to speak to them. So storytelling is another way of letting yourself into people's heads to earn trust and for them to be curious enough to want to know what you want to say. And you can always ask rhetorical questions. The good thing about rhetorical questions is they get people thinking. If, for example, I can go back to the Martin Luther King dinner. I have a dream speech and say, what if that speech was not had? What direction would the civil rights movement have taken? Then people get thinking. If I say, you don't need to be a good speaker to be a leader, for example. Now, if you're in the room and you know how you struggle with communication, for example, you're wondering, what do you think they're talking about? So asking rhetorical questions gets people thinking, to either agree or disagree with you, and it is in unraveling the mystery behind what you have said that allows you to unpack what you have in store for your audience. And like I started today, you can begin with a quote. The beautiful thing about beginning with a quote is it allows you to borrow authority from people who are known perhaps in that particular industry or in the particular field you're discussing about. So that endorses you and endorses your message because it likens what you're saying with that particular authority. It also helps you set the tone, lay foundation for the conversation that is coming in, so people know this is where we're going, this is how we are going to do it. And of course, in doing that, you introduce the topic and you have grabbed the attention of your audience. And the people are humorous by nature, and so they decide to go the humor way. And humor is good because one, it helps you break the ice and reduce tension. That humor can go wrong if people don't get the joke. And humor is an art in a way. And the people who, because they have been with it for so long, it feels so easy for others to work at it. And one needs to be conscious in using humor just in case it backfires on you. But good humor to use is one that is self-deprecating. When you start beating up yourself and you're laughing at yourself, that's easy to take in. Or if you're talking about humor, about the environment, if there's a challenge in the common space you're in, if there's an elephant in the room, and you want to make humor around it, it's a big on Wednesday when I was speaking, I think it was Rosirana who was speaking, when power went off in the whole of Nairobi in the country. And you could, if you are the next speaker and say, now with or without Nairobi, we will continue the meeting. It will be humorous, but of course it will cut the tension of the moment after the meeting will go on. So humor is a beautiful way to start a conversation and to start a speech. It can settle, it helps you cut on your nerves, and it also helps you connect easily with your audience. And to bear begin with a love of bread, come with a prompt. If there's a physical meeting and I came with my block of loaf, definitely people would love to create curiosity. Where am I heading with this? Perhaps people are no longer interested in bread, but because of the message I want to give, if I came up with that prop, it will facilitate and aid my conversation around it and make it easier for me to dissect my concept for people to adopt it. So those are ways of beginning your speech and in a way that captivates your audience so that they and trust you to speak to them. Now, I have a short video of an opening of a speech, which I want us to look at. And I want you to check what you can see from that particular video. Can you catch any of of the techniques that I have mentioned earlier today. So let's listen in.
What? All you all think smoking kills? Let me tell you something. Do you know that the amount of people dying from diabetes are 3 times as many people dying from smoking? Yet if I pulled a Snicker bar, nobody will say anything. Do you know that the leading cause of lung cancer is not actually a cigarette? It's your DNA. You could smoke for years and nothing will ever happen to you. This whole war against smoking is just to restrict the farming of tobacco. Mr. Contest Chair, fellow Toastmasters and guests, I use these arguments, even though I just made them up, with a group of my friends. And the results, 5 of them believed what I said. 2 of them started smoking. Words, when said and articulated in the right way, can change someone's mind. They can alter someone's belief. You have the power to bring someone from the slums of life and make a successful person out of them. Or destroy someone's happiness using only your words. Does that seem a bit too good to be true? A simple choice of word can make a difference.
Now, that's a sample speech from a winner, International Speech Contest winner 2015. And I ask you, what did you learn from it? Did you pick a technique that we talked about from it? You can write in the chat. Write in the chat. Get to see what you picked from it. And as I conclude, anything that has come into the chat, someone help me read it if it's come through. Now, as I conclude, 3 things are important for a speaker when being in a speech. When hooking the audience, to lay foundation of the speech, and 3, establishing the connection. And again, the words of Paramjit, it takes the first 7 seconds for an audience to determine if you're worth listening to. Consider that when doing a speech. Back to you, Toastmaster Paramjit.
Thank you very much. Wahiga, can you? Thank you. Thank you very much, Wahiga. Despite a certain moment, I couldn't hear you due to your broken voice. Maybe some problem with your microphone, especially in the beginning and the ending of your speech. Even though your speech was very, very beautiful. Yeah, my takeaway is everything opening technique should have one purpose, to make the audience want to keep learning. Thank you. And now our second speaker is Marie Cusin. Hello, Marie. And to introduce Marie's Pathways project, I invite her evaluator, Sonja. Hello, Sonja. The floor is yours.
Hello, Eileen, Toastmaster of the Day. Marie is presenting a project from her Pathway Motivational Strategies, the Successful Club Series. The subject is the Toastmasters Educational Program, which discusses the Toastmasters Pathway learning experience and the achievements members may earn from participating in it. When I connected with Marie, she shared that she wanted me to focus on the aspects of her presentation that I found unique and why. And also, did her speech provide the spark to take ownership of the journey and to go beyond the framework? Good luck to you, Marie. Back to you.
Thank you, Sonja. Marie believes that managers hold the map, leaders chart new territory. And her philosophy reminds me that while managers provide direction and structure, leaders inspire innovation, embrace change, and create new possibilities. Marie Cusin, master to invent. Marie Cusin, the floor is yours.
Picture a roadmap spread upon a table, not a GPS screen that only shows one route, a real map, the kind of with dozens of roads on it. Some roads are fast, some are scenic, and some you have never tried before. A good roadmap does not just get you from A to B, it shows you every path you could take. And it invites you to help someone else find their way too. Today, the map is pathways. Pathways. And today, themes is leadership beyond management. Management gets a task done. Leadership gets a person further than they thought they could go. On the bridge between the two is one of our word of the day, promote. Not promote as in a job title, promote as in to move something or someone forward. Fellow Toastmaster and guests, today I want to show you 3 roads on this map. 3 ways we move from simply following the map or to invent new paths for others and for the person you are becoming. First, we promote skill through roles. Second, we promote growth through guiding learning. Third, and most important, we promote others through membership. Let's try driving. Promote skill through roles. A few weeks ago, our clubs learned about a change to pathways. It is simple, but it is powerful. Every level now requires you to take one real meeting roles. At level 1, before you give a single speech, you must answer a table topic. At level 2, you step up. and you become the table topic master. At level 4, you take the chair as general evaluator. And at level 5, the top of the mountain, you do it all again, twice plus 1, more role of your choosing. Because a role you play today builds the leader you become tomorrow. A role you play today builds the leader you become tomorrow. Let me make that concrete. Just last week, I was Toastmaster of the Day at my club, Club Avancé International. It took me 10 minutes to log it in my profile, a role, a date, a click of save. Small action. But that role forced me to plan a time, welcome guests, and keep a room full of people moving forward on time. That is not a chore or a checklist. That is leadership practice. Disguised as a Saturday afternoon. This is what I mean to promote skill through roles. Every time you sign up for the role, timer or eye counter or grammarian and so on, you are not filling a gap on the agenda. You are climbing one more step on the map. Excuse me. It's the second one on our map, is guiding learning. Pathway brought back something valuable we had lost. Structured presentations, members deliver to their own clubs. You can see that with the Wahiga just before. The Successful Club series, the Better Speaker series, and the Leadership Excellence series. At level 3, 4, and 5, you choose one prepared it and teach your fellow members something real. Because guided learning turns experience into wisdom we can share. Guided learning turns experience into wisdom we can share. Let me give you a concrete picture. Inside Pathways, there is a tutorial called How to Evaluate. It is interactive. You watch a speech, you fill out an evaluation, scoring the speaker yourself. Then, and this is the clever part, a narrator shows you the evaluation of the same speech and explain criterion by criterion why they scored it the way they did. You compare your judgment to theirs in real time. That is not a lecture, that is a mirror. It takes what used to live only in one experienced member's head and it hands to every member in the room. Like Sandra walks, generously does this every time she's in the meeting. She shares her evaluation of each speech or role. Let's follow the example of a leader like her. She isn't afraid to share her assessment in front of everyone and bring the chat to life. Thank you, Sandra Walks. When we promote growth through guiding learning, we stop hoarding knowledge and start circulating it. The club gets stronger. Not because one person knows more, but because everyone learns together. Promote others through mentorship. That now we reach the most important road on the map. On the one this speech is really about. At level 3, there is a quiet informal role called Introduction Mentor. You simply agree to help one person a brand new member preparing their very first speech, or a struggling member who has lost confidence. Yes, it happens when we stop practicing speeches because speaking is a skill like sports. And you walk beside them, no form, no fanfare. You just tell your VP of education that you did it. And at level 5, the very last requirement on the entire map is this: club mentor. Not give one more speech, not chair one more meeting. The final requirements ask, what have you done to help mentor the club to excellence? The map does not end with your own achievements. It ends with what you gave away. Because the mark of a master is not the badge you earn, but the door you open for someone else. Think about the newest member in your club right now, the one still deciding whether Toastmaster is for them. One conversation from you, one offer to help them preparing their icebreaker, one text message before their evaluations can be the difference between them staying or quietly disappear after the meeting. That is why it means to promote others through mentorship. You take everything the map taught you and you become the map for someone else. Like a follow me car. Follow me, follow me, follow me. Today we'll follow 3 roads together. We promote skillful roles. Every table topics, every test passer assignment is leadership practice. We promote growth through guide learning. Every presentation we prepare turn our experiences into someone else's shortcut. And we promote others through mentorship. Every member we walk beside become proof that leadership goes beyond management. So, leadership beyond management is not a bigger title, it's a bigger circle. It means using every role, every lesson, and every mentoring moment to move someone else forward, to promote them. So, this week, not someday, this week, find one person in your club and promote them. Send them up for a role they have never tried. Offer to sit with them before their next speech. Tell them plainly, I believe you are ready for the next level. Or if you have a playful spirit, the famous there or not there. Because the true master of this map is not the one who simply finishes the journey. The true master is the one who invents new roads for someone else to travel. Because that is what it means to go from master to invent. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Hmok.
Thank you very much, Marie. Leadership is built one role at a time. Every opportunity to serve, no matter how small, is a change. To practice leadership, develop new skills, and prepare for greater responsibilities is only one of the many my takeaway from your speech. Thank you very much. And now our final speaker today is Hannah Schmidt. And to introduce Hannah's Pathways project, it is my pleasure to invite her evaluator, Francois.
Yes, thank you so much. We now going to invite Toastmaster Hannah to the stage, and it's connect with your audience. Purpose statement. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice the skills needed to connect with an unfamiliar audience. And Toastmaster Hannah have already explained to me what she wants me to also look for outside of what is on the evaluation form. So sit back, relax, and let's enjoy Toastmasters Hannah's speech, which is entitled A Tapestry of Culture. A Tapestry of Culture. Thank you so much. Whoop, whoop.
Thank you very much, Francois. So Hannah believes that a manager measures performance, a leader unlocks potential. So like Francois mentioned about her title of Hannah's speech, A Tapestry of Culture. A Tapestry of Culture. Hannah Schmidt, the floor is yours.
Imagine just 4 people living in a single square kilometer. That is Namibia, a land of breathtaking open spaces. Yet, beneath these vast skies and wide open spaces lies one of our nation's greatest treasures, a rich tapestry of culture. Goeiemorgen, guten Morgen, Walapo, Matisa, Dumeli, and good morning. Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Namibia is a nation of striking contrast, defined by its vast deserts and rich wildlife, but above all, by its diverse cultures. Here, 13 different cultures coexist, each maintaining its language, its tradition, its identity, while collectively contributing to a unified nation. Our diversity is celebrated, enriching communities and broadening our perspectives. Our differences contribute to Namibia's strength, prosperity, and vibrancy. Every language spoken, every tradition celebrated, and every story passed from one generation to the next is a colorful thread that strengthens the fabric of our nation. This is the Namibia I deeply cherish and understand. The Ovambo, Herero, Damaran, Nama, San, and Kavango communities, along with Namibians of Afrikaans, German, and other backgrounds, each add their unique elements to a collective identity. While our clothing, music, dances, food, and stories and languages may differ, we together create the vibrant heartbeat of our nation, known for its diversity. Together we create this beautiful tapestry of culture. It is about respecting, learning from, celebrating the distinct qualities of our community. I see it as our strength, not as a challenge. Since 2020, my awareness of cultural boundaries has broadened to include numerous diverse cultures. I'm virtually traveled the world through Zoom, observing how my own tapestry of culture continues to grow. I've reached to the conclusion, just as Namibia is woven together by a rich tapestry of cultures, so too is our Toastmaster community. Every member brings a unique thread. different language, different traditions, experience, and perspective. During our online meetings, Toastmaster meetings, attendees hail from various different countries. However, each of these meetings starts, we become together as a single community. And leadership is a living example of the tapestry of cultures of each voice adds. Our leadership speak background displayed 19 flags, as from today there will be 20, symbolizing the culture diversity present in our meetings. Each flag conveys a story of identity, heritage, language, experience, and perspective. And this diversity does not lead to division. It enhances and fortifies us. Together we weave a community where every member belongs and every voice matters. When this diversity is woven together with respect and common goals, it creates a powerful sense of unity and promoting respect, service, and excellence. And this is the leadership speak I cherish and understand deeply. Fellow Toastmasters, much as the blanket tapestry of diverse threads offers warmth in winter, the tapestry of cultures comprises numerous cultures around understanding, strength, and a feeling of belonging. Brown mentioned it quite some time ago. We are the #1 club in the world. That's why we are connected. Namibia taught me that diverse cultures can be together in harmony. Leadership Speak showed me that different voices can grow together in harmony. Therefore, I say, see you later. Kwaheri. Auf Wiedersehen. Alvi. Or just bye-bye. Madam Toastmaster.
Hannah, it was so beautiful to listen to you. Every language spoken, every tradition celebrated, and every story passed from one generation to the next is a colorful thread that strengthens the fabric of our nation. It was so beautiful. Thank you very much. And thank you to all our speakers for your courage and preparation. You inspire us and we grow with you. Well done. Thank you. And right now, before we move on, a warm welcome to our guests. And we are happy you are here. Please take a moment to sign the guest book in the chat and share any feedback you'd like. And I would like to request our timer to please post the timing signals in the chat. Thank you, timer Rashmi. Now it's time to recognize the efforts of our speakers. Let's proceed with the best effort speakers voting. Zoom Master, please launch the poll for the best effort speaker. Yeah, thank you. Thank you everyone for your active participation and valuable contributions throughout today's meeting. And a special thank to Leah, our PR master, and Gilda, Zoom master, for ensuring that our meeting runs smoothly behind the scenes. Yeah, your dedication is truly appreciated. Thank you very much. And now it is my pleasure to hand the meeting back to our presiding Toastmasters.
Thank you so much, Helene, our Toastmaster of the day. Indeed, leadership goes beyond managing tasks. It is also about developing people and growing alongside with the other. One of the best way we do that here is through meaningful feedback, and every evaluation is an opportunity to encourage growth, build confidence, and help one another become better communicators and leaders. And to lead us through this important segment is a distinguished Toastmaster who has served Toastmasters in various leadership roles, including area director, club coach, mentor, and trainer. She is passionate about leadership development, communication excellence, and helping individuals and clubs grow. Fellow Toastmasters and our honored guest, please welcome our General Evaluator, Nellie Ayodo. Hi, Nellie, over to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am the General Evaluator today, and I will supervise the evaluation part of our meeting. I'll be calling on a team of seasoned Toastmasters to evaluate our speakers. I'll be calling on role players for their reports, and finally, I will share my overall assessment of the meeting. May I call on Robin Stone, who will evaluate the toast delivered by Joyce Kibe, to introduce her. Robin, please take the virtual stage.
Thank you very much, Nellie. And to Joyce, thank you for allowing me to evaluate your toast that you presented today. And you started in line with the theme of promoting leadership from management. And I think you did that competently and well. I'm just going to focus, because I don't have much time, on what you asked me to focus on, and that was on your audience connection. And I've isolated this down to two areas of the way we connect with the audience. And the one is through the heart, if you like, through emotional connection, and that comes with storytelling and then with presence. So to do with the heart, first of all, I think what you did very competently is you gave us some really good thoughts on leadership and management. I think here you had an opportunity, though, to present some storytelling. You come from a banking environment, and I've been in that environment as well, and I can promise you there are lots of stories about this particular theme. So in future, I think really just get into that and talk about your own experience. And then the other thing was, of course, presence, particularly in this environment, the Zoom presence. And I think here, one of the problems was that you were looking down a lot. I'm not sure that was why that was. And also your environment didn't really assist you as much as it could have. I think there were some funny shadows falling across you at various points during your speech. Otherwise, a well done toast, a well done presentation. And so just attend to those things, and thank you very much. Back to you, Nellie.
Thank you very much, Robin, for that evaluation of Joyce Kibe. It was very helpful, and I concur with you. Her virtual stage today needed a lot of adjustment, especially with the light. Our next evaluator is Sandra Walks. Please tell us about Herlene's evaluation.
Thank you. I'm happy to be promoting Helene today. Helene, you asked me to watch for how effectively you prepared and coordinated the meeting, and how smoothly you managed the online meeting and the transitions, and the clarity of your own communication and instructions. Today, you were absolutely caring, inclusive, and welcoming, which makes everything fit. Nothing can go wrong when you're caring, inclusive, and welcome. Your pace is great because it allows us to catch your words as you're learning your English, and it's improving so greatly. So congratulations on that. In terms of being prepared, you were prepared with your WhatsApp meeting group well in advance. Now, and again, you were welcoming. You have this bubbly way of engaging and energizing even through text and Zoom. So that's wonderful. At one point, though, I was added to the group and I didn't realize I had a role. So when I saw that I was added to the group, I thought, I don't know what that was about. So I had already said, yes, I'm attending, but I didn't realize I was taking on a role. So that perhaps is the changes that are occurring with this new year. But I did manage to get myself over to EasySpeak to see what it was that I was assigned to so I could go ahead and accept it. In the past, there's always been just that little message that said, oh, you're coming to the meeting. Could you do the Toastmaster evaluation or whatever? And that always just added a little, oh yeah, I like hearing from people. The next item was your introductions. I would suggest as Toastmaster of the Day that we encourage and get the speakers to give us a more full introduction, something that builds us up for how we're going to be listening. I think it's critical, and it's just like pulling teeth sometimes, but instead of just having the title, and maybe we get one line, let's build up the speech. That's for the speaker to build, but for the Toastmaster to encourage. And avoid giving feedback in between. As the Wahiga in particular, I remember you started giving her feedback. That's not your job. That's the job of the GE. So don't give the feedback, just give the encouragement and maybe just that little through line or flow line that says, oh, interesting speech writing guide, and then on to the next. Actually, you did a good example of it with Hannah, because you went back into the beauty of the speech and tied in with the beauty of Namibia and the tapestry. Now, when it came to having to be introducing, I still believe that we don't need any presiding, step in, president, Toastmaster, whatever, jumping in. I think Helene could have introduced the general evaluator. That's what I would like to see. Great having presiding at the beginning and end. But overall, Helene, I must say, you were caring, you were inclusive, you were welcoming, you were prepared, and I love the energy you bring to the group. Thank you for your job today, your role. Back to you, Nellie.
Thank you very much, Sandra, for your ideas and the evaluation with enthusiasm. Every speech is an opportunity to grow. You've helped Helene promote her speech. Next, we're going to the evaluator of the education speaker, and I'll ask Ntati to please take the stage.
Thank you very much, Madam General Evaluator. Congratulations, Toastmaster Paramjit, on meeting the objectives of this project. This afternoon, I want to talk about something specific, not just what you said, but how I felt to be in the room with you as you said it. I've got commendation and recommendations. The strongest keynote moment was your direct question to this virtual stage? Are we just managing, or we are leading your engagement with the audience? Followed by naming us specifically as managers, business owners, parents, etc. That's a keynote technique. You did not just present information to us in your personal story. You roped in everyone who is present through that question. The connection. I realized that you had two strongest connections, which were points that were direct rhetorical questions at the start, where you narrated a story about your Nestle managers. You invited us to see ourselves in your experience. I would recommend that you change very early and ensure that your tools are in place so that you are not interrupted. For instance, you said, let me share my screen. That immediately broke the keynote frame. It shifted us from an audience being led to an audience watching a webinar. A keynote speaker owns the room without needing inconveniences of slides and so on. In conclusion, this was a great and real keynote speech with direct addressing us with a strong personal story and a question that involved everyone in the audience. In future, test your tools and equipment before the meeting. Back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Ntati, for that detailed feedback. You gave meaningful and you showed genuine feedback to Paramjit. Next, we will have Yusli, who will be evaluating the first speaker. Over to you, Yusli.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. Toastmaster Wahiga, I will base my evaluation. Toastmaster Gichinga, I will base my evaluation on 3 main points today. The first will be your preparation. The second one will be the use of visual aids. And the third one will be the connection with the audience. For the first aspect of the evaluation, that is the preparation, you came at the lectern well prepared. The speech was well structured. You were at ease as well, really confident. You brought several points or several ways to how we can start our speech. And you gave accurate example for each point that you had to develop. You gave clear explanation. And during your presentation as well, you used some personal example on how to show to the audience how we can elevate our introduction. For the use of visual aids, you were really independent from them. They were there, but you could speak with the audience without basing on what was in the visual aids. And the other aspect of that as well, they were so clear. We could read them as soon as we were listening to you because they were clear. They were just some bullet point that was really great for this presentation. The third point that I will base on is the connection with the audience. For this, I would first encourage you to work first on the device. I understand you may have had a bandwidth issue. We could not hear the beginning of your presentation. I was surprised because you were talking about how to introduce a speech and your own introduction couldn't be listened by the audience. So we miss a part of your introduction, and then we miss other part of the presentation as well because you were not clear. I don't know if for the problem with the microphone or with the internet. The other thing, you took too much time to set up the screen. When you have a presentation, the audience are waiting for you. So Kim, prepare all of this before you say, I will share my screen so that we already know, because that cut a little bit the connection with your audience. And then the third point is your body language. As you were sitting, you were using your hands, but they were not visible to the audience. It's a way as well, as we are on Zoom, your body language, your hand gestures, your visual expression are some aspect that you can use to build a better connection with your audience. Other than that, you brought a lot of great points to the audience. We thank you for that. And we are encouraging you to work. I am encouraging you to work on first your devices to check that. And the second one, your posture. Congratulations, and back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Yuseli. That was a very elaborate evaluation that used the rule of 3 to give feedback. Next, Sonja will take the stage and she'll be evaluating Marie Cusin. Welcome, Sonja.
Thank you, General Evaluator Nellie. Marie, from the opening, you captured our attention right away by asking us to imagine something, a roadmap. And from that point, it was very clear for me that you wanted to take us a journey, which then got really excited to explore together with you. Your speech structure was very clear and effective as you laid out the pathway learning experience, the roadmap, per level, and the benefits gained. And also the 3 major ways of promoting others: meeting roles, through meeting roles, guidance, and mentorship. And you ended with an effective summary. Throughout your presentation, you used props, beautifully always incorporating today's theme, management versus leadership. And also you used the word of the theme. What I also liked, you even posted the summary or the key points in the chat, because there is always people who are, let's say, they are visual learners, and the other ones, they are, let's say, auditory learners. So you took all the aspects into consideration, which I am very grateful for. You ended your presentation with asking us to take action. So therefore, I think you beautifully achieved the objective of your pathway motivational strategies, because now I really feel motivated and say, yes, let me pick a member that I think might be struggling, to help her guiding forward and along this road, because you clearly told us the impact that we can make by opening the door for somebody else and to be the map for someone else, as you so beautifully stated. To strengthen your presentation even further, and you had still time, you were around, I think, the 11-minute mark, so you could add the skills that they are gained by taking those roles, by taking, let's say, those additional projects from level 3 to 5, and how they can enhance our professional life. And if you have the time, maybe just one slide showing an actual roadmap with the effects as you guide us along. But you already demonstrated that you are a very advanced and effective speaker. And I'm looking forward to your next project. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sonja. That was a very detailed evaluation. We now go to Françoise. She will be evaluating Hannah Schmidt. Take the virtual stage, please, Françoise.
Thank you so much, Madam General Evaluator. Toastmaster Hannah, listen.
Francois.
Can you hear
Excuse
me?
me.
Are you hearing me?
Yes. Can you put your video so we could spotlight you, please?
My video is on. My video is on. You're not seeing me? My video is on.
Now I can. Thank you.
Oh, okay. All right. Toastmaster Hannah, you delivered such a wonderful speech that all nations in this room, I listened and watched your presentation in the gallery view because I wanted to see how the audience was reacting. And definitely, I must say, they were all brooding, those who had the camera on, and their heads nod and, seen in agreement. The hand gestures in key points enhance the content. That's one of the things I must say you excel in. Not just speaking, but you gave the different hand gestures to enhance the content. The necklace you wore, yes, I looked on all of that. The necklace you wore symbolized the diverse nations. So you definitely came prepared, well prepared to the adorn. Comparing, one of the things I love what you did was when you compare the online nations in Leadership Speak and your travels, and in Nambia, you promoted how colorful and beautiful we are. And that is such a beautiful taste, I must say. What you may want to work on, share one or two language you may know. Example, greetings to one another. What you see, how it's done with actions that follows. So you may say, hola, and maybe there's an action that follow. How some person's greeting like this. And just simple, I was saying, put just a little one or two things that you might have seen from the different cultures that help to even enhance the speech. Even look at somebody in the audience, they'll be like, oh, she knows my nation, even though you only know just one word. But at least it gives them that sense of pride, and that you love them and their nation. And hey, instead of just standing there, you could even, to help enhance your presentation, you could incorporate a little dance like Balamus, so at least, oh, she knows Spanish, these things. So all of that, when we are doing our presentation, we want to ensure that our body gestures, our hand movements, and everything flows in with our conversation with the audience through our speeches. To challenge yourself, demonstrate awareness, this part, and demonstrate awareness of audience engagement and needs. Here's an example. Give a quick Q&A. In a gallery view, if you're not able to do a quick Q&A, in a gallery view, when you make a point and a member nod, because I noticed Toastmaster Gilder and many others were nodding, and Toastmaster Paramjit, you can acknowledge the listener name and by calling the name, saying, yes, someone agreed with this point. And guess what it will also do? It will awaken somebody who's in an audience, like, oh my goodness, she might call me up. Just something like that. And also, I must say, overall, you gave a wonderful content that I believe you can make it an educational speech, extend it some more. And that, I must say, will get everyone together from all nations, as you said, from the TI core values, respect, service, and I will add, because you haven't come to my country, the Caribbean, Antigua, Barbuda, and I will add mangoes. All of that have an enjoyable tapestry of culture. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Françoise. Your evaluation had a lot of enthusiasm. I'm sure Hannah will appreciate. I'd just like to advise you that slow down. You are speaking a bit too fast. So help us understand your message. But otherwise, I like the pace. I like the mood you set with your evaluation. First, I'd like to congratulate every speaker for outstanding effort today. Each of you promoted the theme Leading Beyond Management from a unique perspective, reminding us that leadership is far more than directing tasks and supervising people. To all the speakers, thank you for your courage, preparation, and passion. You demonstrated effective communication is an essential quality of leadership. Each speaker reflected growth, creativity, and determination to make a positive impact. To our evaluators, thank you for providing balanced, specific, and constructive feedback. Effective evaluations recognize strength while offering practical suggestions for improvement, and that the spirit of support is what makes leadership Toastmasters such a valuable learning experience. Overall, today's meeting was engaging, very well organized, and aligned with our educational mission. Every participant contributed to an atmosphere of learning, respect, and encouragement. I congratulate all our speakers and role players for the dedication and enthusiasm. As I conclude, let us remember every meeting is another step to our journey of becoming better communicators and stronger leaders. Let's continue to challenge ourselves, accepting feedback with an open mind, and continue leading by example. Back to you, the Toastmaster of the day.
Can we call the grammarian?
Oh, gosh. Yes, I'm sorry. May we have the grammarian's report, please?
Thank you, General Evaluator. Hello, Toastmasters, and welcome guests. And here is my report today, the grammarian report. It has been a pleasure to listen to everyone today in this meeting. The word being promote. I believe that you've done your part. I did ask that the speakers use the word to promote. And today, Marie has taken the trophy, if there was one, because she promoted this word, not only by saying it, but also to put it in the chat. Thank you all for your collaboration. I will move into the icks of the language that I heard. What I sensed, what I heard and also sensed was when we were a little bit taken aback, whether we did not know what to say or something else caught our attention, was coming into effect. And that broke, of course, what you were going to say. I also heard, I think. And whenever I hear a lot of repetition of the same word, I wondered, what other words could we use instead of I think? But now back to what I really enjoyed in this meeting. Paramjit said, management is not the enemy of leadership. Leadership beyond management is not a bigger title, but a bigger circle from Marie. Hannah said, of course, a tapestry of culture And she also said, together, we are the vibrant, heartfelt heartbeat of our nation. And you know what I really, 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 really like? And I know I'm saying the word 3 times. Wahiga said, as she was presenting, she said, hey, hey. So her personality came to life. And that is also something that we can use because it is called onomatopoeia. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Gerda. I will now pass the meeting. Or can we have the timers report? Can the timer please post the times? I'd like to appreciate all the role takers behind the scenes, the greeter, the meeting sergeant at arms and the timer, and our PR. I'd now like to ask the thought of the day. I'll take it back to the general evaluator first.
Would you like me to launch the vote for best effort evaluator?
Yes, please, go ahead.
It's closed.
Thank you so much to our General Evaluator, Nellie Ayodo, for leading us through the evaluation segment. Now, I hope everyone's ready because it's time to celebrate the stars of today's meeting. The ones who went above and beyond the evaluation and the prepared speaker. So our best effort speaker is we have our best effort evaluator, Sonja Meindl. Congratulations, Sonja, for being our best effort evaluator. And for our best effort speaker, it goes to Paramjit Singh. Congratulations, Paramjit Singh and Sonja. You've all inspired us today and reminded us that growth isn't just about showing up, it's also about stepping out. And of course, thank you so much, Leah Minja, our peer master, for managing the voting process behind the scenes. So having said that, I will now turn my attention to our guest. I would like to talk to you. I will now go on first to Yunyati. Yunyati joining us all the way from Singapore. Yunyati, are you available?
Hi.
Hi, Unyati. May I ask the Zoom Master to kindly spotlight Unyati for us? Thank you so much. Hi, Unyati.
Hi.
How do you find the meeting today?
It was excellent as always.
Is it something you're
been,
Sure,
I
Unyati, go ahead.
have been visited the club like maybe 1 or 2 years before. And when I first joining Toastmasters, and I was enjoying so much, and yeah, keep coming. But then I take different role, leadership role in my district, and I didn't come back. But tonight I feel like to come back again to visit your club, and you still fabulous as ever. A good speaker with a good speech to share knowledge and experience. I enjoy it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Unyati, and welcome for visiting us back here at Leadership Speak. What would it take for you to join us?
Sorry?
What would it take for you to join us? Have you found something that you're looking for in an advanced club here?
I joining an online club that meeting on Saturday. So I won't be able to joining your club meeting so much because my club meeting same time on Saturday, but we are on alternate Saturday, and today we have no club meeting, but next week we have club meeting. So yeah, I already have my club meeting on the same day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Unyati, for joining us here all the way from Singapore. And now I will go on to Rosemary Swinney. We'd love to hear from you, Rosemary. Are you available to speak? Maybe Rosemary is a bit unoccupied. Now I want on to call Lynn Aghan. Hi, Lynn. Welcome back here in Leadership Speak. She's joining all the way from Nairobi. Hi, Lynn. How do you find today's meeting?
Hello, thank you for welcoming me. It's quite informative. And of course, what I've learned, I'll also put it to practice. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Lynn. Meindl, are you a Toastmaster?
No, I'm not.
And we welcome you to be a Toastmaster. And after that, maybe you can join us here at Leadership Speak. Thank you so much, Lynn. And now I would like to call on Cedric Odechi. Cedric is the newest member of our club. Now we are in 22 countries, with Cedric adding us just this August 1st. Hi, Cedric. How do you find your first meeting here at Leadership Speak? I would like to Zoom Master. Yes, Cedric.
I found the meeting was quite interactive from the keynote speaker to the education speaker. I find it interesting and learned quite a number of things. But for me, I joined the first meeting, it was last year actually, in December. From there, I have been joining some of the sessions until July, whereby I joined a session, and Dr. Tour, after the Schmidt meeting, he invited me to become a member, which I have been working on and finally become a member. And I am excited to join you and look forward to learning, growing, and improving myself. Thank you, and back to you.
Thank you so much, Cedric. Indeed, looking forward to working on with you. Now, I would like to call on okay, now that I have the and then calling on the guest. Oh,
So here, Nellie Jane, if I may, very quickly acknowledge somebody who's in the audience here. Her name is Uniati. And why I want to acknowledge Uniati is that she has joined many of our the global programs that we do, you know, those podcasts or YouTube streaming and so on. And she's been part of those meetings for a number of times. And through those meetings, we actually have a lot of members guests join Leadership Speak. So she is one of those people who helped us do that. And so I just want to recognize, I haven't seen her in quite a while. Uniati, welcome. And how are you doing today?
I'm good, Brad. And I would like to share that I just received my DTM
Oh, congratulations.
award. Yeah, thank you so much.
Good, good.
And
so,
how you doing?
I'm doing very well. And, you know, thank you for helping us in the past. And have you ever considered joining Leadership Speak, by the way? I know it's like you're in what, Singapore, Malaysia, somewhere out there? No, Philippines? I don't know. But you're 12 hours away, right? I believe.
Yeah, I joined Singapore at the moment.
You're
Yeah.
in Singapore, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Good,
And I've been less joining online for past years because I focus on local in Singapore to do
I see.
the
Yeah.
area director and to do like check all the requirement for DTM project and now all done. So then I will start again to visit other clubs and maybe other country online.
Well, it's good to have you, Uniati, visit us again. And in the future, do consider becoming a member if you wish to, of course. I'll hand it back to, of course, our presiding Toastmaster, Nellie Jane. Nellie Jane, thank you for the opportunity to recognize Uniati.
Thank you.
Also, thank you very much. Hi, Uniati. We've been in contact quite often. Thank you.
thank you so much, Ram. Thank you so much, Hannah. Now I would like to greet our area director, Sharon Adams. Hi, Sharon. How do you find today's meeting? We're really delighted to have you with us today.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, I really enjoyed today's meeting. I'm very humbled to be at an advanced club with members across the globe. And I'm so impressed by the caliber of speakers and the fact that everyone receives an evaluation. And if you haven't taken on the role of area director, I strongly recommend that you consider it because you get to visit amazing clubs like this one. Did you have another?
Thank you so much, Sharon. We would like you to have in our meetings. And now
I actually, you know, Nellie Jane, I would also like to welcome Sharon Adams, of course. I've known Sharon Adams for many years, quite a long time. And so it's so good to see you here as the area director now. But she used to come often to my Speak Toastmasters quite a number of years ago when we went online. And she was quite a bit of a help in that club. When she came and spoke quite a number of times. So good to see you as our area director, and we look forward to meeting you on Sunday. I believe it's on Sunday. I don't know.
That's right. We have our first meeting on Sunday. Yeah, I'm looking forward to finding out how you want me to execute my role here and how I can best promote and support you.
Well, you know, actually, we would like to support you in the area if we can in any way, you know. I know now currently we've been shifted from area 41 to 42. It's a pretty strong area currently. before that, the year before, Area 41, we were in T91, I believe, where the clubs were like 8, 9 members, and we were the only one with 60 odd members, and we were like the odd one out, right? So now it's good to see that we are amongst members where there are sort of almost like where we are at now. Meadowville Toastmasters, I still consider that as my home club. And, I go there often. I've seen you there a couple of times as well this past year. So yeah, please let us know how we can help you strengthen the area.
Yeah, that'll be wonderful. Yes, I'm still a newbie at this. I'm still learning for sure.
Absolutely.
So yes, I appreciate that.
Sharon, anything you need from us, we are here. All right. Thank you so much. Sorry, back to you, Nellie.
Thank you so much, Bron. Thank you so much, Sharon.
You're
Now I'll
welcome.
pause our guest comments here for now. However, I'd like to extend a very warm welcome to all our guests: Ashata Badmos, Clifton Myers, Dinesh Sharma, Evelyn Krish, Hamza Garba, Cherry Lou, Lynn Durand, Lynn Aghan, Rosemary Sweeney, Satosh Kandambe, Yunyati, and our area director, Sharon Adams. We're really grateful that you choose to spend your time with us here today and hope to see you again very soon. So now, fellow Toastmaster, let us continue our meeting as we move on to our thought of the day. Our meeting theme today is leading beyond management. And as I listened to today's speeches and evaluations, one question stayed with me. Am I simply managing work, or am I truly leading people? Indeed, a manager focuses on processes, deadlines, tasks, but a leader focuses on vision, purpose, and people. Management ensures that things are done right, but leadership asks whether we are doing the right things, and more importantly, whether while helping others become their best. So one message echoed throughout today's meeting, and it is that leadership is not measured by what we accomplish alone, but what we inspire others to accomplish. And as John Adams once said, if your action inspire others to do more, learn more, do more, and become more, then you are a leader. So this week, instead of asking, what work needs to be completed, perhaps we should ask, whom can I help grow today? Because leadership begins the moment we choose to invest in people more than the processes, to promote people more than the processes. So when we move beyond managing tasks, beyond controlling the outcomes, beyond relying on authority, we begin to create something far more lasting. We begin to lead beyond management. So as we come to the close of today's meeting, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to everyone who made this gathering truly special, to our members and guests from all around the world. Thank you so much for choosing to spend your time with us here at Leadership Speak. Your presence, your participation, and commitment to continuous growth are what makes this community so special. To our speakers, evaluators, role takers, thank you so much for your dedication and excellence. Every speech challenged us to think differently. Every evaluation helped us to grow, and every meeting role contributed to making today's meeting a success. Today, through our meeting theme, Leading Beyond Management, we're reminded that while managers oversee work, leaders develop people. Management keeps organizations running, but leadership gives them the purpose, the direction, and the hope. So as we leave today's meeting, I invite everyone again to reflect on one question. What growth can I invest on someone this week? Because a true measure of leadership is not the number of tasks that we complete, but the number of lives that we help transform and grow with. Before we officially conclude, I would like to invite everyone to join us again next Saturday as we continue our leadership journey with another inspiring theme, leading through connection. Together, we'll discover that meaningful leadership is built not only through vision and action, but also through authentic relationship, trust, and genuine human connection. Thank you once again, everyone. And on behalf of Leadership Speak, it is my honor and privilege to serve as your presiding Toastmaster. I now declare this meeting officially adjourned. Zoom Master, you may now stop the recording and end the YouTube live stream. Until we meet again, have a wonderful day, everyone.